The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
It's time to BS.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 240, Jesus Christmas, of Time to BS. And Jack's having the time of his life right now.
Absolutely. This is a glorious Victory Monday.
Okay, you. But, yes.
Oh, I will not shut up.
No, I'm not expecting you to shut up. I'm not. Because you have every single right to, be ecstatic and point your fingers in the air as you are worshiping the tribal chief in this case.
Indeed. I just realized too, I probably should have taken the effort to update my helmet tracker up top, but whatever, screw it.
Whatever. It works.
We don't care.
It works. Yes, we are live. We figured this out. Live streams are back on the podcast page, on the YouTube page. If you are a follower of this YouTube channel, you will know the Seahawks Sessions has been live. You know the Staniel Smooth show has been live. And this is live because I completely forgot you can download the video from YouTube Studio.
Yeah, you can do that. That's crazy.
I completely forgot you could do that. It's one of those things where you're like, ooh, it's delightful. Jack, how you been? It's been
great.
A while.
I don't think it's been that long.
Has it been? Hold on.
It's been like a couple weeks probably at most, but I don't think it's been that long.
Well, we did 239. Jesus, I've lost track of everything. Quick to the podcast page. 239 was December 11th.
Okay, so now it's the 23rd, so it's been like a couple weeks.
It's been almost a couple weeks. Whatever. Life happens. Shit happens. What do you
That
do?
It does.
Oh my goodness. Life is fascinating, dude. It's been wild. But yes, welcome to the program. For those Merry Christmas and stuff from the bullshit department. Yeah, I need coffee. Good Lord.
Slurp.
And you know me, I'm just a chill guy. That meme is delightful.
That meme is everywhere. I see it all over the place.
I love that meme though. It's just great.
When I first saw it, I thought it was like an NFT, and then it just, I don't know. It just became funny, so it's whatever. Like
I'm just a chill guy, you know what I'm saying?
I don't actually think it is an NFT, but that's just what I thought it was. So.
It was actually from a Reddit post, believe it or not. Some genius drew it on Reddit, and that's it became like everywhere.
Yeah, Reddit does things like that.
Reddit's a very weird thing. How much do you want to spoil? How much are you willing to talk about this movie without spoiling it? Because I have not seen it. I know that it has killed in the box office.
Absolutely killed in the box office.
So far. And is it deserved?
Yes. I think Sonic the movies as a whole are like the best possible, like, what's the word, trilogy in terms of like a video game movie series or trilogy or whatever, because they are getting better. That's the thing, is that like the first movie, it told like a really grounded story. It wasn't like all in on the game. It's just like, boom, Sonic is on Earth now and he's really fast and look at all these cool things he can do. And then like a really grounded version of Eggman, basically, and all that sort of stuff is like introduced.
Can we also
Jim Carrey
played Jim Carrey when we found out that Jim Carrey was playing Eggman, Dr. Eggman in the first movie? I think we both texted each other like, "This is as perfect of a fit as you're gonna fucking get."
Oh, absolutely! It's like
perfect fit.
We know how his design looked at first. how Sonic's design looked in the at first. That
Yes, I
absolute
do.
demon, and it's like, oh
It
god,
looked
I
like
don't.
a porcupine.
If they left that in the
Oh,
movie, I don't think we'd
oh,
be sitting here talking about the third one today. I really
oh.
don't.
No, we
I'm
wouldn't have.
so glad they fixed it because holy cow, it's been incredible. And like this, so like I said, they told a grounded story in the first movie and just kind of like set up the characters and how they would exist in the world and like the universe of the movies. And then the next movie, you get Tails, you get Knuckles, and it's like the Master Emerald's there, and like there's game lore, there's more and more things being added. And on
Knuckles knows the way.
the third movie, you've got Shadow, you've got Gerald Robotnik, you've got like all the gun characters and stuff like that having a bigger role, and it's like
Oh, delightful.
it's insane.
Is it as
And
dark as we thought it was?
I don't want to say it's dark. Like it certainly is darker than the first two movies for sure, but I don't think it's like it's still a family movie. Like I think you can like if you're a kid you can watch it and you won't be completely like what am I like you if you're a parent I should say taking your kid you won't be like why did I take my kid to see this movie? It's not that dark. It is darker. It is more emotional. There's a bit more emotional weight to it. But it's a great story. It has a fantastic ending and it's just like it's exactly what you would have expected. Like it really is a really fantastic movie.
Now, did you do your homework and watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
I don't believe I did.
Okay, that's fine.
I didn't know that was my homework.
No, I was fucking with you. It's like,
fair enough.
I recommended you watch Lord of the Rings because it's such a great trilogy, and I will die on this hill and say the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the greatest movie trilogy ever existed. But it's just an opinion, and we have a lot of opinions around here, and not like it fucking matters around here. But we have a loaded show here, dude.
That we do.
You've seen the topics I sent you. Good lord.
I'm pretty sure I think I have to look over the list again, but yeah, there's a lot to catch up on.
There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit, dude. But I'm excited to see Sonic 3. I'm pumped. I want to see it. We have a movie theater here on the island, in a little town called Sayville. And I'm gonna shout them out. Sayville Cinemas. It's like $7 a ticket.
That's a steal.
It's a beautiful steal.
It's
a tiny ass theater too.
It's like 20 over here for a ticket.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah,
like
it's
AMC.
disgusting.
AMC, I don't know how they're
Regal.
still in business. You have Regal?
Yeah, we have Regal.
Regal's good. I like Regal. I like Regal. I like Regal.
I do like it too because I inadvertently joined their rewards program because I had to have like an account on their app so that I could have my tickets stored on there. And it was like I was like, oh, this is totally free, and you can just keep doing stuff for free. Like you don't have to spend like if you just watch movies, eventually you can get like points on the app or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you can join for totally free and get like a bunch of benefits and rewards and stuff like that. So that's cool. I like that.
And this particular theater has they have a jumbo popcorn, which is like as big as my head. I got a big head, so it's bigger than my head. And
that's impressive.
I know it's impressive. I got a lot of bullshit in my brain, but whatever. Yeah, I got a big head, dude. You know what I'm saying? It makes up for some stuff. It was right there.
I know it was.
It was right there for the taking, dude.
I already when I heard what you were starting the sentence with, I hovered over that buzzer.
But and they also the jumbo popcorn's like $8, and it's one free refill too.
Oh, nice! You get a free refill. That's sick.
Beautiful.
I don't know if my popcorn gets free refill, but the rewards program I mentioned does give you like discounts on popcorn and snacks and stuff. So
the butter machine that's also been there for like 20 years. I think the butter has been refilled maybe, I don't know, 20 times. Something like that, but it still tastes great, which is weird. It's like Sonic, the movie, not the movie, the fast food department. You know what I mean?
Okay, I was gonna say that was weird to say that he tastes.
I saved myself. Listen, I'm acting a little. My brain's a little messed up today. It's almost like.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
I mean, I'm certified, so what are you gonna do? I've had a slow weekend, Jack. Cut me some slack. Oh shit! So
I don't blame you. You watch the Seahawks, so.
Moving on. Moving on. Oh,
Moving on from NFL to more NFL.
We'll get to that later. I'm starting to get used to this a lot more. So, we now applaud the San Francisco 49ers for being eliminated as of this weekend.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
We like these things, Jack?
We love these things.
Oh my god. It's like it's almost like we were right.
Yeah, it's almost like we knew, I don't know, Super Bowl hangover would come into effect. Now, I will say, injuries were certainly an issue for this team this year, and no one can predict that. No one can control that, so
Correct.
I'll cut them a little bit of slack there. But actually, I also won't, because the Rams were injured to held them back. They started 1-4, and they're turning out all right. So, yeah, I mean...
It's almost like coaching fucking matters.
Kinda.
Who would have thought?
And it's like, people are like, there are some Niners fans out there that are defending Kyle Shanahan.
Why?
Because there's a lot of discourse going around.
Why?
I get why you would want to defend him too, but it's like he either has a losing season or he has a winning season and completely fails in the end still.
Or it's dead smack in the middle.
Yeah.
And they still
he actually has not had a whole lot of those.
He does. It's weird.
In 2017, I don't even remember what their record was. It wasn't great.
Was Garoppolo tore his ACL that year?
No, that was 18.
2017, they traded for Garoppolo.
Right, but like I don't even remember what their record was. And
it wasn't terrible, but it almost like you knew that, okay, they were going to be better than the following year because of the Garoppolo trade. And it worked.
2017, 6-10.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's
phenomenally mid-season. It's still a losing season.
No, they had a really good win, I remember, against Jacksonville. The Saxonville defense, and because
Saxonville, those
Garoppolo,
days were fun.
Oh my god, one of the great defenses that never won a championship. But it's one of those things where you go and say, okay, San Francisco, to their credit though, have a lot of talent and they capitalized on a lot of talent. But it's gonna bite it. We predicted that it'll bite them in the ass eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So far it has. Brock Purdy is going to command 50-something million a year. Nick Bosa has been injured. To hell and back. Christian McCaffrey, the Madden curse strikes again for some fucking reason.
Christian McCaffrey might never be the same running back again. And that's sad. That is absolutely sad because it's like, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it was specifically an Achilles problem, but his Achilles didn't look great on the play where he got hurt. And then you're having like the tendonitis problems in both legs.
Yeah, that's
a recurring issue.
Thing, right?
No, Gurley had something else completely. But like when it's a recurring issue in both of your legs, and it's like it was bad, it came up bad enough to keep you out like 10, 11 weeks last season.
Yeah,
this season, and then it's like, yeah, that's just gonna hurt you long term. What Gurley had was like arthritis or something, and then he like injured a knee that he had like a really bad knee injury in college, and then
the ACL. He tore his ACL in Georgia. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and then the same knee got hurt, and then they found out that he had arthritis in that knee, and he just completely he was in the middle of like a Hall of Fame career, and then he just got
sucked.
He re-aggravated the injury and he completely dipped. And it's like that. I fear the same thing might happen to CMC.
Which sucks because he's a really good back.
Yeah.
He's an effective weapon all around.
He is. I'm not gonna say that like I want players to get hurt. I just as somebody who hates the 49ers, you know, it's like it's a weird feeling there. But
you feel bad, but it's like I hear you. The Chiefs bullshit's also real.
It is.
It's so stupid. I mean, I have pretty much lowered my expectations to the point where I'm just expecting Detroit and Kansas City to meet in the Super Bowl. I'm expecting that outcome.
I don't even know if Detroit's going to make it to the Super Bowl yet.
We will see.
If
we have learned anything, Jack, it's any given Sunday.
Mhm.
If we learned anything over the course of the last few years, any given Sunday.
It's absolutely insane how like I viewed a few weeks ago as Detroit being the best team in the league, and now if things change and go a certain way, the freaking Vikings could be the 1 seed in the NFC. They both have the same record right now, but Detroit has the
they both have
tiebreaker.
the same, and they play each other in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, I think they do. Let me
That's
check.
Sunday Night Football. You know that, right? That
If it's in 2 weeks. Oh yeah, it is in 2.
That's good. Decide the 1 seed.
See, that could be Sunday night. It depends on what happens next week with the Rams and Seahawks.
And the Cardinals.
Cardinals are out. The Rams play the
you
Cardinals,
guys
but the Cardinals
next.
are out. Yeah.
Cardinals
They play
play
us
the Rams
next week.
next.
Mhm.
If I think okay, let's play the marketing game. Okay, what's the more marketable game? Detroit, Minnesota. Is it in Detroit?
Oh, I just closed it. Hang on. Reopen, closed tab.
Is it? I
It's
think
in Detroit. Yes,
it's in Detroit. Okay. Or Rams at home against the Seahawks for the NFC West. 1 seed, NFC West.
I'd think the NFC West, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, I'm hearing you out.
1, LA. They're in LA, bigger media market. 2, that game could very well be loser goes home, depending on the way the scenarios work out. And NBC and the NFL love making Sunday Night Football, like the last Sunday Night Football of the year, being a game where like it would be between like 2 lower seeds, and the winner goes to the playoffs, loser goes home.
That's true. What people are completely forgetting is that Seattle right now is on the outside looking in. If they lose, let's play the assumption game and they beat Chicago.
They should.
They should beat Chicago. But if Seattle and the Rams have the same record, regardless of what happens, or if you guys beat Arizona and then Seattle is like 9-6, what is it? 10-6.
I don't know exactly what the full scenarios are, but I'm pretty sure that if the Rams beat Arizona, they clinch the division anyway. So in that case, then I would make Detroit the Sunday night game if they can do that.
If you beat Arizona, then I think you're correct.
But it's literally like the Rams. It's their, in terms of like the bigger NFC West picture, it is literally their division to lose. If they beat Arizona, they're in. If they beat Seattle, they're in. Even if they lose to Arizona, if they beat Seattle the last week, I'm pretty sure they'd still be in.
Yeah, if you lose, you have to pray to God you beat the Cardinals. Because the Cardinals are streaky. Even though they're out, they're streaky.
They lost.
But even though they're out, they're streaky.
I don't think we're going to get
that? Can we talk about Bryce Young?
I don't think we're going to get a repeat of week 2, is what I'll say. But yeah, we can talk about Bryce Young.
No, you're not going to get a repeat of week 2. I don't think it's going to happen. But Bryce Young has really come along so far.
Yeah, he has. He really has.
Which is good.
Worth the investment, thank God, for Carolina.
Oh my God. Maybe David Tepper was right.
I'm not going to give somebody who's throwing stuff at people in his own stadium the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, but yeah, I mean they did a good job with playing the long game, as they say in wrestling. So
yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world per se. Sometimes like these top picks, they take a while. Blake Bortles for a hot minute was garbage. Josh Allen, not needless to say, who is probably going to win the MVP this season, took what, 3 years to get to?
Took like 3-4 years to really come into his own, and then as soon as they like got him into the best spot, as soon as he had those few years to develop, boom. I
think it was the Stephon Diggs trade that really brought him out of his shell, if that makes sense.
Having a good receiver always helps. Yeah. That's why you haven't, like, Matthew Stafford, he had the one explosive year with Calvin Johnson, and then never really had like that explosive of a year with another receiver until he went to LA and was paired with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
He got his guy, and it just totally unlocked something from deep within.
It's weird. Like, there are some teams that are willing to trade their top receivers, and there's some teams that are willing to go, hey, let's swap quarterbacks and see how this goes. You're a perfect example of that. You've traded Brandon Cooks. You've traded Robert Woods. And
Sammy Watkins was here for a year.
Sammy Watkins was there for a year or two, and then
Literally a year.
A year, and then you traded Stafford for Goff for Stafford, and then look how it turned out.
I mean, that was just a matter. I don't even know if that was a matter of finding the right receivers. I think that was literally just it was an offense where they just needed a quarterback. Goff was not up to par. Like
at the time.
Say what you want. I mean, yeah, he's gotten better in Detroit. Fine, fair enough. Credit to him where it's due. Yeah. But it's like the way it's like the Jonathan quick trade for the Kings a few years back. You look at the situation, and he was not playing well where he was. No. It's the same deal with Jared Goff. He was not playing well in 2020. The O-line injuries that happened a year prior were not there.
Correct.
He was surrounded by talent, and he was not winning games. If Correct. They were winning games that year, it was because of something else. It was in spite of him. Correct.
As currently stands, the New York Giants have the first overall pick.
Oh, Raiders. You can't even tank right. You can't even tank right.
The spirit of Al Davis lives on. And as we're recording, as it currently stands, Travis Hunter is expected to be the first overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. And friend of the show, former co-host of the show, John, big Giants fan, has preached the Giants need to take Travis Hunter. Trade Daniel Jones. Wait, they already did.
They cut him. Play the sound.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Words. Yep.
Anyway, so draft a quarterback in round 2, take Travis Hunter with the first overall pick. That's what he said. Travis Hunter, dual threat player from Colorado. Deion Sanders' baby boy, let's be honest, won the Heisman Trophy. I'm curious to see what Splash thought because he's a Boise State fan.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest person in the world to talk to about college stuff, but I know he was not the favorite to do so.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest here. The Heisman Trophy is very similar to the MVP of the NFL. The most popular player gets it. Let's be honest.
No, that would be the most popular quarterback gets it.
But you know what I mean, though.
But yeah, I get what you're
You know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So, it's either Boise State or Travis Hunter and Deion Sanders. Who's winning the Heisman Trophy? Now, it's one of those like, hey, Travis Hunter was also a corner besides a wide receiver, so I understand both arguments here. Right? I'm very curious to know what they're going to do. Like, Travis Hunter is essentially the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL right now. Bad example, but, like, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to make him play corner? Are they going to make him play receiver? Like, what's going to happen here?
I think that's his call, honestly. You don't really see anyone in the NFL playing on both sides of the ball like that, unless it's anymore. Like a lineman and they run out of space or whatever.
Yeah, not since actually
guys.
Troy Brown was the last one to do it. He was a wide receiver for the Patriots, and then he played safety.
I so wish that EA would add that in Madden. I so wish that they would add a way where you could play like two different. You can only do that in like the arcade, like 3-on-3 modes or whatever.
You can.
I wish they added an option where you could create a player in career or even offline where you can like, or just in general, you can create like a two-way guy who can play both cornerback and receiver or something like that. Or QB and safety or whatever.
We have a question in the chat. Mike just popped in. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Question is, can he play both sides of the ball in the NFL? And is that team willing to risk it? If the Giants have the first overall pick by 2 weeks from now or a week from now, yes. I think John Mara is willing to risk that.
Yeah, I think it really just depends on the team. It really depends on like the team and like their rooms on like how many people do they have here? Like, are they willing to risk like
Good
losing. Are they willing to risk being down a receiver because he gets hurt while playing corner or something like that?
Here's the upside of that. If you're the Giants here, you have Malik Neighbors. So
That helps.
Neighbors becomes your number 2. See, there you go. Sometimes I'm smart in this regard, but not all the time, as we've discussed. We'll delay the inevitable of being the Rams, but Kings and Islanders report. What's going on with the Kings there, Jack?
The Kings, I am very grateful as a Kings fan that they now have a rest because holy cow, the NHL screwed them over.
What, they had 7 games on the road?
They had a 7-game road trip just come to an end yesterday. The last 2 games of that road trip were a back-to-back, starting in Nashville, ending in Washington, D.C. That game that they played yesterday against the Capitals, I am very frustrated to watch because that you could not have had like a worse luck game if you're the Kings, because the Capitals won 3-1. The last goal was in the empty net. The 2 goals that were scored while Riddick was in goal. The first goal came because Alex Turcotte tried to clear a loose puck and his freaking stick broke.
Oh,
and it goes right to Pierre-Luc Dubois, who gets a primary assist.
Ooh.
And then the second goal comes in after the Kings tie the game on the power play of all things. Then they take a penalty, and the puck. There's like a play where they're trying to clear the puck or something like that. It bounces off the glass, bounces off a linesman, right to Pierre-Luc Dubois, primary assist.
Yeah. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the puck luck that is the Kings right now.
It is the most like brutal puck luck of all time, and I think I saw a tweet that said like the hockey gods decided that the Kings should be punished for what happened to PLD last season, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? They're not wrong because we did not do him any favors.
Jack. The hockey gods, clear as day, show no mercy.
No, the hockey gods do not show any mercy. Yeah, I the thing that I think really like irked me wasn't really necessarily that game too, but also like the fact that it felt like the Capitals and like their locker room and the players and the social media team and shit were like trying to push a narrative that the Kings did not want Dubois. Yeah, we did. We moved heaven and earth to get you, and then our GM didn't know what the fuck he was doing with him.
Or the coach.
But especially the GM.
Yeah, that's
Do you realize that Rob Blake literally had to suit up and get on the ice with Dubois to teach him about playing tough?
Yeah.
Even though they just signed him to an 8-year, $8.5 million a year deal.
Oh, it was bad.
Thank God that's no longer on the books for the Kings, and Darcy Kemper has been playing out of his mind for LA. So I think that trade has been, I guess, fair on our end. I don't know how Dubois is, but if he's doing better in Washington, I'm not surprised because I feel like their coaching staff actually knows how to use the guy.
I haven't
just
stop a little bit because
pushing. He had a plus minus of 16. It wasn't good.
Okay,
right. Or not 16. That was his goal total. He had 16 goals last season.
I haven't checked the Kings stats or the Pierre-Luc Dubois stats at all because the Islanders decided to play their best game of the year against the Maple Leafs.
I think that the Kings are fine. I don't think that road trip really screws them over completely, or the trades or whatever's going on. They're fine. It was a brutal road trip. It ended with a really stupid back-to-back. They didn't need to go on another 7-game road trip. There was no reason for that. But the NHL said, screw it. You guys get another. They already got one to start the year because crypto was getting renovated. And now this road trip just for shits and giggles, really. And I hate it, but I think that the Kings are still a pretty solid team. You get the inconsistent losses every now and then. That just happens to everyone. But I think the Kings are better than most people take it for. I think it's just, can they make it through January without another total collapse like last season? Because last season,
Edmonton by 1 point. You're behind the Oilers by 1, which is not the worst thing in the world.
I swear to God, if we get Edmonton in the first round again, I'm going to lose it.
It's one of those things you never know.
It's already trending that direction, and I'm going to scream if that's what happens again. Maybe Rob Blake will be fired though. Who knows?
Jesus.
It's sad. It's sad because I feel like he was doing good things before Dubois. I feel like he was it really was going well, and I liked a lot of the people that the Kings had, and it looked like they were legit like building up to doing something big. And then half of the young players they got, you just throw them away. And Dubois only does stuff here for a year. Barely looks like he gives us shit. The Kings barely look like they know what they're doing with him. And he's gone for a stopgap goal. Look, I love Darcy Kemper and what he's done for the Kings so far this season.
He's been good.
But he's a stopgap.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He's here until Eric Portillo and Carter George are like the top two goalies. They're working their way through the pipeline right now.
Which is not a bad thing in the world because you're seeing it with,
oh my god. Dude.
What's up?
What's his name? God. I just said his name and I already forgot it. Eric Portillo got a really good game against the Ducks this season. He came in on an emergency basis, played Anaheim. He looked good. And they won the game, of course.
You need that in particular. You're seeing it a lot more with hockey teams that are relying on their prospects instead of just, hey, let's sign these big ticket free agents. You're seeing.
I feel like the Kings need to do that though. They need to get a big. They need to get a big name free agent who can consistently score. And especially for overtime's sake, too, because they haven't won a game in overtime this year, and it's annoying.
Yeah, you're not wrong with that part. The Islanders also had a big win in Toronto. New York and Toronto had 0 penalty minutes each. The cleanest game I've ever seen by this Islander team. 34 shots on goal, 11 hits, to Toronto's 29 shots on goal to 36 hits. Siplikov, he's a rookie, and he's got 7 goals. Horvat scored his 9th, Nylander 22nd, Pajot, then Nylander again the 2nd. Isaiah George, first NHL goal for the kid.
Attaboy.
Hey,
applause.
We like these things.
We applause first career NHL goals for the most part.
We like golf clap. We like golf clap.
Unless it's the guy I hate or it comes at the expense of my team, we applaud first career goals.
Yes, we do. Noah Dobson got his 5th goal, and then Braden McMahon got his 9th of the year, and then Barzell from the empty net, 6-3 in Toronto, and the Islanders are looking to avoid being the first win by the Sabres in 13 games tonight in Buffalo.
Sell the team.
Wait, it's at home. It's at home. Never mind, I lied. It's at home.
Well, it's gonna feel like a road game. Who are they playing?
The Islanders are playing Buffalo at home in UBS.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say if it's in Buffalo, it's probably still gonna be a road game because Canadian teams just like the northeastern Canadian teams just overtake that stadium every time they play.
They do. It's weird. Yes, Jack. We'll get to Rams. Where is don't play the sound because we'll get copyright again. Unbelievable.
I'm not gonna play a sound. I don't need to play a sound.
Okay, so the Rams had here's where I have some gripe for Seattle. Because other than 2 boneheaded interceptions by Geno Smith, he played great.
Yeah.
He played great.
He got DK Metcalf going again too, which was a must for that team.
You need that. You need that if you're the Seahawks. You need to get DK Metcalf going. And then since this loss, Seahawks Twitter has lost their ever-loving fucking mind by saying, hey, we should trade DK Metcalf, we should fire Mike McDonald, and this I know who this fucker is too. Evan Hill, hawkblogger.com, fuck you. Because he is a hot take machine and says the almost outlandish shit to get clicks. Is that even a real thing? Clicks? Whatever. But
clicks.
Newspaper.
It's rage bait is what that's called.
It's rage
It's literally, it's what Grant Cohn does with the Niners every now and then.
It's literal rage bait because I talked about it on Seahawks sessions with Dustin. I will say this again. The only conceivable way you trade DK Metcalf is if you're going to get the Tyreek Hill trade package. Other than that, you don't trade him. Geno,
or if you get a man in exchange.
Yeah, or if you get a big-time offensive lineman. But regardless, the Geno Smith discussion is where I start to lose people because Geno Smith is a very good quarterback for the Seahawks. He has been very good. He's been very effective for the Seahawks. In a new offense, keep in mind. I would not hate it if Seattle missed the playoffs this year. Would not hate it for a second. Because it gives you a lot. You have more cap space. You have not only the Quandre Diggs contract coming off the books, you have the Jamal Adams deal coming off the books this offseason. So automatically, that's like $30-something million in cap space to play with. And I think the trades for offensive linemen are going to go through the roof. Because you have your two tackles in Charles Cross and Abe Lucas, and Oluwatimi has been a really good center for you since the Connor Williams retirement. The guards is shit. I don't know what to do with the guard problem, but maybe they go trade for a Quentin Nelson or sign a Zach Martin or sign a somebody that is going to help protect this offensive line and get the running game going, because they can't run the ball to save their damn life. But I don't know. I mean, and congratulations, Jack. You beat the lowly Jets.
Yeah, we did.
That's not a very impressive win.
It's not necessarily supposed to be.
No.
It's just supposed to be a win. I don't really care how impressive it is at this point in the year.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I feel like the thing about the Rams as of late is that they're winning games. And they are winning ugly games, and they're winning pretty games every now and then, but mostly ugly games in certain, like, in different fashions, because this 4-game win streak that they're on right now, it started in New Orleans. They beat the Saints. They got shut out in the first half. Still won the game.
Yep.
That was only the second time in the Sean McVay era that he's ever been shut out in the first half. The second win, I believe, was the Buffalo game. Shootout. The offense was alive. The defense maybe not, but the offense was absolutely alive. And or I guess the offense. All right, the defense. I don't want to not give the defense credit because they existed for as much as they could, but at the end of the day, Josh Allen and the Bills' offense are going to exist.
Yeah, the Aaron Donald retirement has been beneficial to you guys long term, because
it sort of has. This is why I didn't. This is why I didn't panic. Like, obviously, losing the greatest defensive player of all time, sucks. But
top 3.
No, he's number 1.
Top 3.
He's number 1.
Reggie White would like a word, please.
He's number 1.
Reggie White would like a word, motherfucker.
Aaron Donald's number 1. We can debate this all day. This will be the rest of our show.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
I shut you up there.
That's you.
I have control of the sounds here, bitch.
Do you?
What you have done has made God very unhappy.
What else?
Words.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
What else I got? Oh, wait, I forgot to play my favorite one.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch.
Yes! Well done.
I've got the Rock on my side.
I have the final boss on my side.
Okay, so what was I talking about?
Too, speaking of, have you seen that movie?
No,
yet?
I haven't.
Go watch it. It's not bad. It's really not bad. It's actually the best Disney animated film in a while.
That's
anyway.
saying something. That's I don't know if it's
Say
a low bar or a high bar.
Rams. Anyway,
what was I talking about? They beat Buffalo the shootout. The third win on their win streak was the Niner game. That was this Thursday night game. That was the ugly rain. Everybody's
Death by field
tired.
goals.
Huh?
Death by field goals.
Yeah.
Death by field goals.
Indeed. And then you had the win over the Jets in freezing cold weather, where you have a sloppy first half again. But it's like at some point, it's like you have to realize the Rams have won not only 4 games in a row. I think they've won like 5 in a row on the road or something like that. And it's just, it doesn't matter what conditions it's been in. They've won in the regular conditions, in the cold, in the rain, in these hostile environments. It's like, you don't really want to face a team that is hot like that going into the playoffs. You can throw the most hostile environment at them possible, and they'll still find a way to win games and adjust in the second half. It's basically been a given that their first half, or at least their first quarter, is going to be terrible. And that sucks. I hate it. But that's just the way games have gone this year. And I care more about the fact that they have learned to adjust.
Yeah, they have.
That's the most important thing. If you start the game like crap, doesn't matter. If you finish the game hot and you win, it's all that matters. You're getting dubs. They're 9-6 after they started 1-4. They have control of their own destiny after they started 1-4.
Yes. As of right now, yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as of right now, you really just have to win one more game.
Pray to the gods you beat Arizona.
That's the NFL being a survive and advance type of deal. And I am very, very much looking forward to Saturday night, because I know the Rams are not going to take the Cardinals lightly after what they did to them in week 2. That bullshit in week 2, week by week by week, as time passes by, that game looks like a fluke.
Yeah. Which is weird.
And we're not going to get that again. The Rams are going to take Arizona very seriously. They're not going to do that shit again.
Do you want to talk about the Rangers?
Yeah, let's go back to hockey.
Do you want to talk about the New York Rangers?
I think on this road trip that the Kings played, they beat them like 5-1. It was the first time Igor Shesterkin has ever lost to the Kings, and he got chased middle of second period. So Jonathan Quick ended up coming in for the Rangers against the Kings.
Oh, the Rangers, by the way, I think the Rangers have lost. Hold on, I'll look this up here. Give me 2 seconds. I think the Rangers have lost. Now it's official. I think 14 of their last 17 games.
Chris Kreider was a healthy scratch.
Yeah, Chris Kreider of all people was a healthy scratch. They lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. November. I think it's 12 of their last 15 games. They went from arguably the best team in the entire Eastern Conference to, well, why is the sky falling? I could feel bad. I could, but I won't. Because you know why, Jack? Do you know why I don't feel bad for the New York Rangers? Because I'm a cynical little fucker.
That you are.
That I am. And you know what? This is what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket. They put all the eggs in one basket of the following. Artemi Panarin. Okay, decent deal. $11.65 million later per year. Mika Zibanejad. How's that turned out? Chris Kreider and not making his ass the captain. The longest tenured Ranger at that point. They traded Jacob Trouba for a bag of potato chips. Granted, that's a whole other story. Matt Rempe, by the way, got suspended 8 games.
He needed more. He needed at least 10. That kid needs to learn. Like you cannot be going out there with the sole intent of trying to injure everyone every single game. I think that was like his 4th game misconduct in under 20 games played or something like that.
Probably, yeah. I think you're right on that point.
He doesn't have a very high number of games played, and he's already gotten like a shitload of game misconducts or 10-minute misconducts or fighting penalties or something like that. Correct. He is trying to hurt people, and he has to learn that kind of shit will not fly in this league.
Who was the dirtiest player in the NHL for a hot minute?
Marchand?
Marchand's close. I do remember Marchand.
Was it Reeves? Or was it Wilson? Was it Tom Wilson?
Tom Wilson. Yeah, Tom Wilson was a douchebag. But I remember Brad Marchand or Zdeno Chara had Max Pacioretty go face first into a steel post. I will never forget that. It was in Montreal, and then the Bruins and Canadians got into like fist fights. It was fantastic.
Sounds like a typical Bruins Canadians game.
Yeah, that rivalry needs to come back big time. But the Rangers Twitter and Rangers media is losing their fucking mind because all of the blame is going to Chris Drury. Either the blame's going to Chris Drury or the blame is going to Peter Laviolette. I don't think Laviolette gets the blame here. That's just me. Because at the end of the day, the buck stops with the GM because you're the one that picked these players. You're the one that made these trades. You are the one that gave these contracts to said players and expected these players to pan out. Shocker of the day, most of them have not. Minka Zibanejad has been a tire fire in the last couple months for the Rangers. Panarin can't score in the playoffs. Shesterkin is hot and cold at best. Shesterkin's hot and cold, or he's the best goaltender in the entire league. And you decide to pay his ass, what was it, $11.5 million a year?
They paid him on recency bias.
Yeah. Did you know that he doesn't have the largest cap in the NHL right now for a goaltender? Take a wild guess who it is. You won't get it.
Cap hit for a goalie?
Take a guess.
For a goalie?
He hasn't played in 5 years.
Was it Robin Leonard? Oh, it's Carey Price. Oh, yeah, they are still.
Price, $12 million.
They are still paying Carey Price.
The Canadians are still paying Carey Price. How long until the team gets blown up in the Rangers? How long is it going to take? Because
probably too
they
long.
have what?
Knowing their ownership, probably I don't know.
I give it 2 weeks. Now, if you're seeing Rangers Twitter completely lose their ever-loving fucking mind over this whole team, granted they have a right to do so because they won the President's Trophy last season, got to the Eastern Conference Finals in 6 games, granted lost to the eventual Cup champions. Okay, no shame in there. But the expectations were, okay, Stanley Cup final or bust. They might not even make the playoffs by the way they're playing so far. And it's as a cynical Islander fan, I love it, but at the same point, I kind of feel bad. You know?
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know how you fix it. It's one of those things where you go, oh, okay, the biggest slice of blame pie has to go somewhere, and maybe Dolan fires Drury because he's the GM, but I don't think Lavs gets the boot for this. I don't think you fire Laviolette for that. And they lost 5-0 today to the New Jersey Devils. 5-0. Granted, the Devils are really good.
Devils are hot this year.
Devils are really good this season, but you lost 2 teams that you should not have lost to. You lost to Nashville and Chicago narrowly, and you shouldn't have lost to them. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, wrong tattoo. I'm an Islander fan. But still, I follow New York sports. Fuck you. Hey, Jack. We have Saturday Night Main Event to review. We have wrestling to discuss.
Where's the bell?
Where is it?
Where is the bell?
Where is it? Good man, you're learning. We've been doing this show for 50 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Whatever. We're gonna go yard, boys. We're gonna hit dingers. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hit dingers. I'm Big Al and I hit dingers.
I'm Big Al and I hit dingers.
I'm Big Al and I hit dingers. That sound is delightful. Anyway, so
you can get away with that one.
Yeah, I can get away with it. It's fine. Saturday Night Main Event. First time Saturday Night Main Event was broadcasted for the first time in 30 years.
Something like that. And they're going to make it a regular thing. They're going to try and have 4 a year. Next one's already been announced for January in San Antonio.
Good. this one was in Nassau Coliseum, former home of the New York Islanders in Uniondale, Long Island, New York. What'd you think, Jack? Because we'll get to the matches, but what did you think overall of the event?
I thought it was honestly a glorified house show, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the vibe. Like I kind of liked the throwback vibe, but it felt like, I don't know. It felt like it like should have been a PLE because it wasn't a PLE, but it probably should have been. You know, it felt like
wrong.
It felt like I was watching a PLE that sort of fell short of being a PLE. If that makes any sense.
You're not wrong with that part, but I do see where you're coming from here. So,
but I like the throwback aspect of it. I like the vibe.
Throwback was great. It was nice for like fans of the 80s and the 90s World Wrestling Federation at the time. It was nice to see.
You see, they had like the WWF logo on the turnbuckles. On the screens and stuff.
It was nice. They brought back Jesse Ventura too. That guy can, and he hasn't called a match in like 30 years.
It was hilarious to hear him like
Jesse Ventura.
when Cody hit like the Cody cutter or like a disaster kick or something on Kevin Owens.
Like, what a bitch.
And he was like, he was like, what is he doing? Win the damn match or something like that.
I love him. I love Ventura. He's the fucking best. If you want to listen to hilarious commentary, Jesse Ventura with Gorilla Monsoon and Vince McMahon in the 80s. Fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic.
I will keep it in mind.
Oh, it's so great. I just remember, what the fuck was it? Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura were calling, what was it? Shawn Michaels and Mario Jannetty in the barbershop in like 1987, 86, 87. And Jesse Ventura goes like, oh, look at that wuss. Mario Jannetty was trying to escape. And the Gorilla Monsoon comes out of nowhere and says, are you out of your mind? Oh, I miss him. I miss those guys. I miss Monsoon. That's a great wrestling name too, Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah.
That he's in the Hall of Fame, but that
I looked into the story of like why the term gorilla position exists.
Gorilla Monsoon.
I didn't know why they called it, and now I do.
Yep.
So
now you do, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
Good job. Anyway, let's get to the matches. Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, first match of the night, and
could not have been a more predictable result.
It wasn't. It was predictable, but Sami Zayn. I saw a comment the other day. Sami Zayn is the modern day Mick Foley. No matter how many times he loses, it's not going to hurt him. It's not.
No, it's not.
This was a predictable match. You're right, but it was quick. It was effective. It was entertaining. You see what the motive of McIntyre is now. And we're gonna see more of it come Monday Night Raw later tonight.
He's opening the show. He's gonna speak for himself.
Oh, delightful. You're gonna see a lot more of. I think this is gonna lead to McIntyre and Roman face to face again, but you never. But of course, one of the beauties of professional wrestling, particularly in like WWE and stuff like that, is you especially the Triple H era, you don't know what's going to happen right now. It's like, oh, they have a swerve incoming. We all thought Survivor Series Seth Rollins was going to be the fifth man. It turned out to be CM Punk.
Yeah.
And then you never know what's going to happen.
We all thought the New Day was either going to split up or Big E was going to save them. No one predicted that they would that both Kofi and Xavier would turn heel.
And by the way, it's worked out. It has worked out. They have become shunned upon and frowned upon by the
yeah, because it's not like they're like douchebag heels, but like they're heels in the sense that like they stand up firm on what they did because they thought that what they did was right.
They think they did.
Everybody else thinks they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, they think they did nothing wrong, but they're blind to their own stupidity, as some people, as the kids would say.
Yeah.
So I thought that the overall feel of this match was okay. This is either going to be a squash match or it's going to be really entertaining it's going to be really entertaining for 5 minutes. And we got really entertained for 5 minutes. So And Sammy is such a good worker. And then McIntyre, who would have fucking thought that that Drew McIntyre was booked to oblivion for the final 2 years of Vince McMahon, that he'd be booked into like this menacing psycho.
I love it.
I love all of this.
I love his promos. I love his the Claymore is one of the best finishers I've seen in a long time.
It's quick and effective.
Yeah, you love it's like a spear but with your legs, sort of.
I love the spear. Someone told me I don't know if I told you this. Someone told me in the gym the other day I look like a smaller Brock Lesnar. Which is like, okay, I don't hate that at all.
I don't think you have the hair color for it, but sure.
I don't have the hair color, but I did a body weight scan at this new gym I'm going to, and it's like it measures your body fat percentage, your skeletal muscle mass percentage, and it's like, okay, I weigh 305 as of that scan, but I have 120 pounds of fucking skeletal muscle mass. And you look at me from like the front, if I have like a tight enough shirt on, I look like a small Brock Lesnar, and it's like, holy shit. It's one of those like, wow. Anyway, next up, Io Sky and Liv Morgan for the women's world title.
I am actually
I don't like Liv Morgan. I don't
That's
know where
fair.
this is going.
That's fair. I think it's going to end at Netflix.
Okay.
On January 6th. I think that's where it's going to end because that's where the final like Rhea versus Liv thing is going to go down. But I'm kind of relieved because I'm glad that Liv finally won a match clean. Nobody interfered.
Yeah.
That like. But that's why I say like you see why I said that this was like a glorified house show, because if this was a house show, I don't think she would need interference to win. It's like
correct.
Yeah. But at the same time, it is good that like on television she was able to win a match without any kind of outside interference. So she can win on her own after all.
You know who Liv Morgan reminds me of, and this might get me in trouble a little bit, is Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks, early on, was really fucking good in the ring. She was really good in the ring, and then somewhere in the later stages of her career in WWE and later with AEW, her in-ring ability just stunk up the joint. And that's what Liv Morgan seems to me. She looks great. She has the look. She has decent mic skills. She has a very bitchy looking attitude. But her in-ring ability is just, it's... And then Io's great. I love Io Sky. She's fantastic. She's fantastic. But Liv Morgan retained. This was expected. You weren't going to see. Spoiler alert. There was only one major title change in this entire event, and it's not. And it's, you know, if you've seen the event, you know what it is. So there's that.
I don't think there was a title change.
There wasn't a title change, but there was a title crown. So there you go. It was, whatever, inaugural championship.
Yeah, it was an inaugural championship.
So next up. Gunther and Finn Balor versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. This was wildly entertaining.
That was the best fight of the whole thing.
I will argue Drew and Sammy, but I see where you're coming from here.
No, I think this is the best.
All right.
I need to stop sleeping on Gunther, if I'm being honest. He is like
Gunther since the IC title run.
I'm not gonna say I've done that, but I will say that like he has been like a completely like dickish heel and doing like dickish heel stuff.
Yes,
but he can wrestle like a boss.
Yes,
he's insane.
He can work. He can move. He can talk. He can do all these things. He's a good worker, a safe worker, and makes the moves. And his moves make everything look so believable. Every time he slaps someone, you feel it from the TV. Like, what was it? The SummerSlam, what was it?
Yeah.
Clash of the Castle a couple years ago when in Cardiff, Wales. It was Gunther, who was the Intercontinental title at the time, and Sheamus. Go watch that match. Gunther beat up Sheamus like he was, beating up ground beef. He turned into straight up ground meat. It was unfucking believable how real Gunther's matches look. It's incredible. Priest won me over when he won the world title initially at Mania via cash in.
Had a lot of defenses though.
But at the same point,
A few.
He had a few, but you knew that it was going to be inevitable that he was going to drop the title to Gunther at SummerSlam, and he did. He later did. Finn Balor, he's kind of just there at this point. Does that make sense?
I feel like we're gearing up for another Judgment Day Civil War.
You're not. I don't think you're wrong here.
Cannot be pleased right now because he's already giving other people in the Judgment Day the same looks that he was giving Gunther as Gunther was leaving the locker room and everything like that, or the Judgment Day clubhouse.
Yes.
And then he was giving him those dirty looks right before he turned heel, or he turned on. I guess it wasn't
he
a heel
turned
turn,
on his guys,
but he turned on. Yeah, he turned on them. And it's the same. It feels like the same thing is about to happen here.
Yeah,
and he can't be too pleased because he lost this title shot, and then the Raw after that, they lost to the War Raiders. So,
who, by the way, the War Raiders, from formerly of Ring of Honor, are a fantastic tag team.
Yeah, they're fun
Eric
to watch.
and Ivar are great.
Their finisher is so sick.
I love it. And
what's it called? The War Machine.
Who can move.
Yeah,
they're big guys who can move, which is you don't see that in professional wrestling a lot. Keith Lee comes to mind, or who was with Ring of Honor for a little bit. Next up, we have the inaugural U.S. Women's title. Chelsea Green and Mia Yim. I found myself enjoying a Chelsea Green match. Weird. Really weird.
Yeah.
And Mia Yim can work. She's really good in the ring. She's not you're not gonna crown her a champion here and there, but this was the best possible case scenario of, hey, you have an entertaining, lovable heel in Chelsea who has been everywhere and has worked her way back to the top for 10 freaking years, and she's doing great. She does great work. She really does. By the way, she is the wife of Long Island's own Matt Cardona, but formerly Zack Ryder. Did you know that?
I think so.
All right, here we go. Thumbs up. What'd you think? Because Chelsea won the title.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I feel like they played to what the crowd wanted on that one. I think a lot of people were really wanting Chelsea to be the first U.S. champion. So
this was expected from the get-go, that Chelsea was the overwhelming favorite since the tournament.
I thought I was thinking that though, when in the immediate aftermath, that she's not going to retain this thing for long because, I just really wonder at some point Tiffy's going to cash in. But I also don't know if that's going to be on Chelsea or if it's going to be on Nia or I don't know where that's going to go.
They're going to cash in on Nia. She has to.
I don't know if they're waiting for WrestleMania or if they're waiting for
the Rumble,
their Saturday Night Main Event or Rumble or Elimination Chamber or something like that. But
because the Rumble's the next PLE, right?
Yes. January has a main event, and then February has the.
I'm so pumped for the Rumble, dude. I cannot fucking wait. I cannot wait for the Royal Rumble.
Indianapolis is going to be hot.
Oh, I love it.
Now that they know that Indy is they've got the Rumble, they've got the SummerSlam, I think, at some point soon, and then they've got WrestleMania soon. So
Mania 43, I think, is going to be Indianapolis, or 42, I can't remember. But SummerSlam, next year's SummerSlam is going to be in New York.
Yeah, I knew that.
So there you go. We now go to the main event of the entire show. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes for the undisputed title with Jesse Ventura on the call with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. This was wildly entertaining.
Yeah, it was.
This was wildly entertaining. And Cody came out with the Winged Eagle belt, and it looked good.
It looked
really good. I'm very I don't hate the result, because what we've now know from watching it, like the off-air clips, and this is gonna go far. It's almost like they're pushing, I don't know. Bear with me here. Owens wins the Elimination Chamber?
Maybe. I'm curious when Randy Orton's going to come back, because I feel like he is going to be the one who shuts down Kevin Owens, because Cody's already beaten him twice.
True.
So once when they were friends and once when they were not, and they were like bitter rivals, and Kevin was holding back, etc. But yeah, like for those who don't know, it's another huge moment in this feud that has happened off camera, off the air, where after the show was over, Cody was trying to thank the crowd, and then Kevin attacked him and hit him with a package pile driver,
which was beautiful.
Well
Absolutely
executed.
Beautiful.
Another well executed Kevin Owens pile driver.
He can
and
work.
Cody did not appear on SmackDown last week. They wrote it so that he is at home resting and recovering.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to book this for the Rumble. They're going to book the title match for the Rumble. I don't think KO wins the Rumble because he's in the title match for the Undisputed title. And then somehow, some way, Randy is going to get involved at the Rumble on the title match, which will then set up Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at Mania. That's where my booking brain is going.
I feel like something is going to happen with Cody and Randy, maybe, but I don't know.
I don't think so.
I really don't know what's going to happen. Because Cody cannot fight another Bloodline member at WrestleMania. No. That I feel like that feud is done. They have to move on from that at some point.
Here's the best case scenario. There's a best case scenario. We'll either lean to Cody and The Rock for Mania, which would be a horrible match. Just me personally.
Don't have that happen.
Or Cody and CM Punk.
Or Roman and CM Punk.
CM Punk and Gunther.
That too. You can't forget Cody, that
because Punk has wanted to main event Mania for years.
Yeah, he has. And now Paul Heyman owes him a favor because he showed up for Paul to help out the Bloodline at the OG Bloodline at War Games. So
the seeds have been planted.
Seeds were planted. There will be something to do with CM Punk, and I feel like with Paul Heyman not wanting to tell Roman like what the favor was that he asked, it feels like something is going on there, and it feels like now there are questions being raised of could Paul Heyman stab Roman Reigns in the back and give CM Punk some kind of opportunity against him at WrestleMania or something like that.
We'll see where this goes.
I just see this where everything goes, because Punk Rollins we thought was going to be WrestleMania. That's going to be Raw on Netflix.
Yep.
Sikoa and Roman. Or no, Punk Rollins I said, and then Roman
Solo
and
Roman for the Ulafala. Yeah.
For the Ulafala at Netflix. And then I don't even know.
That's what's right now. That's as of right now.
I think we just need to focus on that episode first.
Yes, correct.
Focus on the premiere of Raw on Netflix, because I feel like that is where some feuds are going to come to an end.
Yes.
And then new ones are going to build out of that, especially when you lead to the Rumble and to Elimination Chamber. So
I'm so pumped for the Rumble. I cannot wait. It's my favorite event outside.
And the one man we have not mentioned is John Cena, because he's going to be back full time for 2025 for one more year.
Cena and Orton. That is the only possible case scenario for WrestleMania. That is the best case scenario.
Honestly, yeah, I agree.
That is the best case scenario.
I was thinking maybe give Cena and The Rock one more time, but I feel like that's already been overplayed enough, and
Cena
they've already
and Orton,
been in the
best
ring.
rivalry John Cena ever had was with Randy Orton for 5 years. It was incredible. Every single match they got in, they brought out the best of each other, and it was fantastic. It is only fitting that in the last match of John Cena's career, which, by the way, he should headline the Hall of Fame, John Cena, for this year in Las Vegas, should happen. The only possible best case scenario is Randy Orton against John Cena one more time. Only the best case situation. Now, the best part about this whole situation is we have no idea what's going to happen. No idea. He could win a 17th title. You never know.
We don't know if he is going to go for his 17th title and break the record, or if he's going to go for the Intercontinental title and become a Grand Slam champion.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Or something else.
We'll find out. We never know how this thing goes. You never know how this thing goes. Jack, have you been watching the NBA lately?
Yes.
Okay. So this
Lakers
is a question.
specifically, but yes, I've been paying attention.
I know the Lakers specifically, but I haven't watched a ton of NBA. I haven't watched a ton of NBA. I know you're a big Lakers fan. I'm a big Knicks fan. But if and when the Sonics do come back, I'll be transitioning over to Seattle Supersonics to watch them because, you know, it's just where it's fair. I'm curious to hear what you think about this question. Why is the NBA dying in ratings? Because in the last 10 years, the ratings has dipped by under 50%. It's been atrocious in terms of ratings. I want to know from the Lakers fan, what do you think?
I feel like the sport as a whole is just not like in the best spot, and they're trying a bunch of like gimmicks with it nowadays, like the freaking NBA Cup.
Yeah, it's bad.
I enjoyed it while the Lakers were winning it last year, but this year it just felt like, okay, well, like, it's just there, and it's like you're playing two games that don't matter for the standings.
Correct.
So you're like wasting player energy on that to like travel to Las Vegas and do that. You have the weird gimmick of the play-in tournament too.
Yeah, which is stupid.
I hate it.
It's so stupid.
I'm not kidding. That's like mid-season tournaments and play-in tournaments. I am used to that stuff in esports.
Yes.
Like when I watch like my esports teams play and stuff like that. That's what I expect to see.
How many Smash Brothers tournaments have we been in the course of our lives? Whether it's
0.
at home or if we've watched them.
I don't really watch Smash, but like,
you know what I mean.
Get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So
the leagues that I watch, there are like a shitload of like play-in or like mid-season tournaments or stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it just does. There was a reason that stuff is in esports and not in the NBA.
Yes,
it's physically taxing.
Yes,
I guess in esports is to a degree too, but like you get what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. Like, yeah, but another thing that we need to look at and consider is there's also not a lot of heat. Drama, there's not a lot of rivalries anymore. When was the last time you were excited for a Lakers Celtics game? Arguably the greatest rivalry in the NBA history. When was the last time? They play each other twice a year, and it's almost like you're never excited for them anymore.
Yeah, I can't really remember the last time I was like overly hyped for.
Yeah,
a Lakers Celtics game.
Yeah, the Knicks have a heated rivalry with the Miami Heat. And the Chicago Bulls and like the Indiana Pacers and the Boston Celtics as well, like a majority of the Eastern Conference teams. I can't remember a time where I was really excited to watch the Knicks play Boston or Miami or something like that. Like, yeah, I'll watch a Knicks game here and there, but I can't. And it doesn't help that all the players are buddy-buddy. It doesn't help. it also doesn't help the fact that you're seeing a lot of these players, loyalty's gone. Perfect example, Kevin Durant. We could go on a rant for hours on Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, LeBron. We could go on tirades about this whole thing. How loyalty in the NBA is dead. It's been dead since LeBron left Cleveland the first time in 2010. It's been dead since Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City to go to Golden State. It's been dead for years. The days of Kobe Bryant playing for 20 years on the Lakers, rest in peace, are gone. It's gone. And what are your thoughts on load management? There's another one.
Jeez.
Why are you paying $500 a ticket to go watch your favorite player play in the game that's not even playing? You know what I mean? It's like, it's infuriating. Like, I know a couple of people that have taken their sons or taken their daughters over to watch, Brooklyn Nets games when Kyrie and KD were on the team. And Kyrie, of course, being his egotistical fucking self, took the game off. And it was a big game. I think it was against, Miami or some shit. And he didn't play in the game. And they got so pissed off that they didn't go. They found out hours before the game, before tip-off, that Kyrie wasn't playing because of load management. It's stupid.
Stuff like that. There you go. You just answered the question why the NBA is dying. It's
it's one of
there
the
are
reasons.
so many stupid things about it. The gimmicks that I mentioned, this load management stuff. They're doing goofy shit with the All-Star game now too.
I have a few more things to ramble on about that, but yeah, keep going.
I mean, it's just they're I think there's a line to cross when it comes to doing stuff that's out of the box.
Yes.
I think that trying newer things like that is fine. I don't hate the All-Star game, to be honest. The idea of a tournament.
I hate the play-in tournament. I despise the play-in tournament and the NBA Cup. I despise it. Because it shows, hey, the other thing is the regular season games don't fucking matter. They don't matter anymore. They flat out don't. And there are also more players. There's a lot more three-pointers being taken, which is making the game boring. It's making the game boring. Granted, we appreciate Golden State. We appreciate those Warrior teams for from 2015 to, their last title from that period of time, those 7-8 years of Golden State basketball. We appreciate Steph Curry and stuff like that. We do, right? We do, sort of. Kind of. Okay, Jackson in his own world, but we can also play the blame game of, hey, Golden State kind of ruined the game a little bit because there was what the fuck was it? Oklahoma City took 32 threes against Milwaukee in the NBA Cup final. What was it? 35 three-point attempts, and then they made 5. That's not entertaining. It's really not. And I have a solution to how to solve load management. You don't play in the game, you don't get paid. Simple.
Yeah.
Blatantly simple.
I agree with that.
Blatantly simple. Now, the players' union is going to have a fucking fit about that. And there's the other thing. There are these players that demand $60 million a year, and the contracts protect the players. They flat out do. Now, whether it's a players' union thing or the owners' thing, I don't know. I don't care. But it's a fucking problem. And how hard is it to watch a Lakers game that isn't on your network TV? How hard is it?
I mean, for me personally, it's not hard.
Well, yeah, but let's just say
Right.
you're, I don't know, a Dallas Mavericks fan living in like South Dakota or some shit.
We're not going to start the regional sports network debate, are we?
But you know what the fuck I mean, though.
Sports-wide problem.
That's a sports-wide issue. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about, though.
I get it. Yeah.
How hard is it for you have to get like 5 different subscriptions to watch your fucking team?
That's what the NFL is turning into too.
The NFL is having that problem for decades.
Because in the past, like, I was fine with having like Hulu, for instance, is what I have. What's what my family has. We use Hulu for live TV. Hulu was perfectly acceptable. You got NBC for Sunday Night Football. You got ESPN. You had Fox and CBS.
Yeah, that was it.
And ABC, in case an ESPN game was there. Yeah. You had all that stuff. That's what all the channels were on. And then in comes the streaming services money. Peacock, Amazon Prime Video, Netflix. And these are like required to watch these games.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have if you don't have I will say it helps on Thursday Night Football's end that if you don't have the game, you can actually watch it on Twitch for free.
Oh,
but
it's delightful.
But you need a computer for that.
That's fine.
Unless you have a really good like internet browser on your TV or something like
that's fine.
Something
or your phone.
like
that's fine.
that. But also, I think I guess Thursday Night Football isn't the worst issue too because they actually mandate that the game has to be available on cable TV, on a cable affiliate for both local teams.
Mm-hmm.
So like if the Rams are playing on Thursday Night Football, I get like a local Fox channel that I can watch it on or something like that.
Yes, correct.
So
the best example of this is the NHL. When the NHL is doing it right with ESPN Plus, the NHL and their bullshit ass.
Too many blackouts in the NHL.
But you know what I mean, though.
I get it, but the blackout policy is ruining it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like I can watch.
I think the league that might be closest to solving that problem is probably MLS. Even though I have gripes with that deal, like the MLS subscription thing is really simple. You get one subscription, which is a higher. If you don't have Apple TV Plus, it's a higher price point. But you just subscribe to Season Pass, and you get the whole thing, no blackouts.
Yep.
However, the drawback is that most of the season is behind a paywall. They're not the only games that are free to watch on Apple TV are also free on like you can watch them on Fox or FS1.
Moral of the story is that it's impossible. It's damn near impossible to watch the majority of the NBA games that like you want to watch without having 17 subscriptions. And you don't blame these fans, the diehard fans that are,
it's costing
streaming games illegally. You don't blame them at all.
I don't blame people at all for doing that right now.
You can't.
Is it illegal? Yes. I don't condone breaking the law, but I don't blame those people because screw these big corporations.
Yes. It's a fucking problem.
Yeah. And it's like
a fucking problem.
It's just it should not have to cost an insane amount of money to watch sports games.
No.
You're either paying for like 5-6 subscriptions at once just to watch your team play all their games in a season, or you're throwing out a bunch of money and fees and parking money and stuff to go to the games.
Yep. And the other thing that we'll talk about is that don't get me in trouble. This is a sports-wide problem where the whole thing of like keep politics out of sports thing, and very quick, we'll talk about that very quick. The NBA is getting way too fucking political. Way too political.
I can agree with that.
Way too political. And this isn't like a one side versus one side thing. This is hate across the board. across the board. NASCAR was famous for this for years.
They still are
They still
like
do it.
embroiled in the whole thing every now and then.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
When you have Steve Kerr talking at like Democratic political, what's his face, Democratic conventions, and blah blah blah, you have Greg Popovich and his fossilized ass rambling at press conferences about Donald Trump. You have now. It's a whole other ball game than we could go down, but we choose not to because we like chaos. But that's too much chaos. There's a fine line between chaos. That is too much chaos.
Yeah, it is.
And we don't go down that rabbit hole. But we could predict on how the NBA is going to fix it, but as long as they're still making money, they don't care. They don't care. Baseball ran into this problem too. And until they change their rules, they start making more money. Baseball is as popular as it's been in 20 fucking years. Because of the rule changes they made. And because of the fact that they made these games entertaining. Banning the shift and universal DH and like the ghost runner rule, the pitch clock, it's all worked. It's all worked.
I think the pitch clock needs to be a little bit longer, but yeah, I agree for the
You're
most
not
part.
wrong.
Most of their
I
changes
agree
have
with
worked.
you on that
That's just the whole thing of like, I don't want pitchers getting hurt as consistently as they
Yeah,
are.
you're not wrong with that, but like, what was it?
That's a
30
different
seconds
rabbit hole. But the fact that the game has sped up now
Yes.
definitely makes it like baseball used to be
Yes.
a lot harder to follow. I did my best to follow it, but it was tough to follow because games would like you throw the game onto the background and it's there and it's background noise and you just listen to it
What the
until
fuck?
like the key moments. Now games are over with in like 2 hours tops, 3 hours
Thank
tops.
God.
And you can like chill out and watch a game and watch like you can watch a baseball game for the same amount of time that you can basically watch a football game for. And maybe it's a little bit longer, shorter. I don't really know, but it's like, it's that general idea of like, it's not there and it's background noise for 4 hours. It's there and you can pay attention to it for a few hours and care about the results and everything like that and still get all the enjoyment out of it. And then it's over and you can move on to the next game the next day.
Yep, correct. You're not wrong.
Or watch
with that.
another
You're
one
not
if you're
wrong
that
at
big of a fan. So
all. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. It's a damn shame that, you know, the NBA, which is a great sport, the NBA is great. It's just most of these games are boring as shit, and it's a damn shame because we're fans of our teams. We are. But when you're making it that difficult to watch your teams and you're relying too much on the three-pointer, you're relying too much on, and you can't go to these games without banking on the player playing in the actual game and not taking a day off for load management. There's too many injuries. Like Zion Williamson, 350 pounds, and this guy it's a miracle this guy's still in the league. Contracts protect the players. There's not enough rivalries. There's not enough drama in there. And we're not even getting to the other part. The referees have gotten so fucking soft.
I don't
So
want to
soft.
start talking about refs in sports. They're all bad. They're just all bad at this
all
point.
universally across the board bad.
If you
But
are
in
a
the
ref,
NBA, in
and
the
people-
NBA though, it is atrocious.
oh yeah,
When you can't even look at a player after a dunk and be like, yeah, I just did that, and you get a technical foul for that shit, what the fuck? It is ruining the game. Ruining the game.
if you are as a referee in sports and people know who your name is, people know what your name is, that's you're done. You're dead.
Oh.
Like just leave as soon as you can if people know who your name is,
Yep.
what your name is.
And God forbid they find your address. And knowing the hacking abilities of certain fucking people, oh, good Lord.
Get off of social media if you're going to be a ref.
Who was that referee in like 2004 when the Kings and Lakers were playing in the Western Conference Finals, and he was like betting on the Lakers or some shit, and he called the games in favor of the Lakers. Who was that? I can't remember.
I don't
there was
remember.
A whole scandal on that. There's a whole scandal on that. It was like the 2004 Western Conference Finals.
Tim Donaghy.
Yeah,
However you pronounce it.
yeah, Tim Donaghy. Yeah,
Donaghy.
you're right. Yeah, he was convicted. It was the Tim Donaghy scandal, right?
Yeah, I literally looked at on Wikipedia. It says he is a disgraced former professional basketball referee.
Yes.
He
You know
resigned
what
from
I'm
the
talking
league
about.
after reports from the FBI that allegations that he bet on games that he officiated.
Yep.
He later admitted to betting on games he officiated in each of the 03, 04, 04, 05, 05, 06, and 06, 07 seasons. And
Yep. Which we can go down rabbit holes on the Chiefs and the Patriots for the last 25 years, but you know what? We choose not to. But the referees have gotten so soft in the NBA. It is terrible. It's so bad. When you have when you have the NBA, the NFL officials look like the best in the league across sports,
I won't even say that.
but but probably hockey at this point, but the fuck? The fuck? Anyway, let's get into some happy thoughts, Jack.
Happy
We
thoughts.
like happy thoughts. We like happy thoughts, right?
We do.
We enjoy happy thoughts. Oh shit. It is the last show before Christmas, or the Christmas season or Hanukkah or whatever the fuck you celebrate. Because you know what? We don't
I celebrate
discriminate
both.
here.
In fact,
Yeah.
this year Hanukkah and Christmas start on the same day.
Really?
I
You
start on the
celebrate both?
same. I celebrate both. Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome. Good shit. That's good shit.
It's yeah, it's one of those weird instances where every now and then Hanukkah has like overlapped Christmas, but this year the first day of Hanukkah is literally Christmas. So
Which side of the family is which side of the family is Jewish and which side of the family is celebrates Christmas, or is it like both, or is it like, hey, I don't know how
we
this
have
works, so
done
I
both
figured
our
I'd
whole
ask.
life. I do have a side of the
Really?
family
No
that's
shit,
Jewish.
That's awesome.
I do have a Jewish side of the family, but we have our family and like a few others have celebrated both.
Yay. Good shit. That's awesome. We like to see these things, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Where's that sound? Where's that delightful sound?
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
We like these things jacked up. There it is. We like these things.
That we do.
So we have some thoughts here that we want to talk about here, because as much as we like to cause mischief and chaos and bullshit, we still appreciate having a damn good time. You know what I'm saying? And from us over at Belly Up Sports, U Stadium, Time to BS, Jack, myself, whoever the fuck comes on here, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and stuff like that. But more importantly, we hope that you spend as much time with your family, your loved ones, your friends, your dogs, your cats, Donut, whoever the
Donut.
whoever- Yeah, especially Donut. Good Lord. I'm getting her face tattooed on my arm, by the way. No?
I don't blame you. I'm not going to judge.
I don't know, because I'm gonna find a way to get her face tattooed either here or on my my inner forearm and like a donut around it. I'm gonna find a way to do that, but I gotta
You gotta sketch
post-
that up somehow.
after Christmas and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where, yeah, there's a lot going on in the world today and people are pissed off and stuff like that. People are depressed and some shit. But at the same point, let it not distract you from the fact that this is a great time of the year. It's nice and cold out, depending on where the fuck you are. You could be in Guatemala and it could be hot as shit. But regardless, it's a great time of the year. And we encourage you to spend it with as much family, friends, loved ones, animals, whatever the fuck. Have yourself a damn good time, ladies and gentlemen.
Go see Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
And go see Sonic the Hedgehog 3 by the orders of Jack the Tribal Chief. of the.
I don't have
the
a Google follow, but I have the title right there, so that counts for something, right?
It counts for something. And the council demands it as well. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this edition of Time to BS with Staniel Smooth and Jack. But regardless, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, follow Jack on Twitter at Starblade125. And don't forget to subscribe to his show. The Sports Desk YouTube channel is in the description. With Splash, where the fuck is he? We're gonna bother his ass one of these days.
We're gonna get him back on the show at some point. I'll let him know that like we both want him here. So
we'll bother him and Mike eventually. But regardless, follow me and the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Staniel Smooth and at Time to BS Podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media. Also, we have Seahawk sessions. BS sessions and the Staniel Smooth Show live shows are coming soon of BS sessions. But regardless, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell her mom, tell your friend's mom, subscribe to the show, do some shit, cause some chaos, score in the toy department, and that'll do it. We're coming to you from the beaches of lovely little Long Island, New York, and the sunny state of California. And we'll see you all in this life, and most certainly the next one. Cheers, guys.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Indeed.